Sweet, Mr. King. Here we are again, EFC83 Post Weigh-ins. Anything immediately that stuck out for you straight away?
Big weight miss from Blom, 3 kilograms. That is a bit of a hard one to swallow. It's fair enough to take 50% or whatever they're going to take away from him, but there should be extra measures to penalise these guys. But yeah, that's probably the biggest takeaway from this weigh-ins today.
Yeah, so I mean, Blom faces a newcomer, a young guy. If you look at a guy like Salman, his obvious problems being a youngster in that sort of division is always going to be strength.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, he can have all the skills, all the technical abilities, but strength is going to be a problem when you've got a guy who's a bit older, who's been out a bit longer, who comes in, misses weight. In my opinion, you're coming in, that's by design, you've done that on purpose. You're trying to get every advantage possible. You want to, maybe he feels like he just wants to chop this fairy tale sort of debut by any means possible. Look, it's not great. We've given our views on missing weight a number of times. I hope he faces some pretty severe punishment. Yeah, just unacceptable. Especially welcoming a newcomer who's a prospect for the country for the future, and you miss weight by 3 kilos. I think it's unacceptable.
The thing is, like, you would know already on Monday whether you're going to make weight or not. He must have definitely known that he wasn't going to make the limit, and at that stage should have been a professional and just called into Graham and them and told them what the situation was, and then don't make your opponent cut weight if you're not going to be able to make the weight. You know?
Sure. And to Salman's credit, comes in on debut, makes the weight, hits the money, and he's ready to go. I mean, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but yeah, hopefully he can make that right on fight night. Anything else? I mean, obviously we talk about weigh-ins being the fight before the fight. What did you think about the main and co-main event got quite heated between Dricus and Brennan, and obviously Amanda and Firol. So what did you make of those? Did you see anybody like sticking out? Maybe they kind of won that stare down?
The ladies looked a phenomenal shape to start off with. Obviously, we've been pretty vocal about our doubts of Amanda making weight, and she looked like she made it pretty solidly. Yeah. She looks in great shape. Manon also made weight. She looked a little bit more dehydrated. She looked like the weight cut might have taken a bit more of a toll on her. And even in a little bit of a stare down, a little bit of a push, she didn't look as strong as she normally is, you know. Yeah, I think it's good. I picked Manon previously to win the fight, but after watching after the weigh-ins, you definitely get a different feel to the entire event. Amanda is a gamer, and she's always showing that. Whenever she's come up against, like when she fought Risland, she was an underdog. She came through with that win. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting fight, and I might change my predictions going into tomorrow.
Picks are in, bro. We can't change picks now. That's how it goes. But that's quite an interesting thing that you say, because if you watch a lot of MMA and you follow how the bookies manipulate things and change things, it's always interesting to see how odds will change after a weigh-in. And I felt exactly the same as I was sitting watching. I was like, if Amanda was an underdog, I think that's just kind of swaying, you know.
Yeah.
From where we were sitting watching them face to face, Amanda looks cool, calm, collected. She's confident. She's in what looks like the best shape of her life. And Manon looked slightly rattled, a little bit dehydrated. Like her eyes were bouncing up and down. She looked a bit tentative, maybe a little bit nervous. Maybe this is the big stage. Having, like we said here, it's been a long time since we've seen all types of different media, a big crowd. There was a lot of cheers. Amanda's obviously got support. Manon's got support, obviously coming from the fighter season. So maybe there's a little bit of pressure coming in. You know, maybe she's starting to think, is my game a little bit one-dimensional? Is Amanda actually the real deal? You know, maybe a couple of darts creeping in there. Yeah. Super exciting stuff. But I think whatever the odds were, I think it's definitely, if Amanda was an underdog, it's kind of evened out, and if she was a favourite, it's kind of like spread away a little bit. Yeah, that's my opinion looking at what we saw in the weigh-ins. And obviously the main event, Dricus and Brennan, it's been pretty tense the whole week. I know Dricus puts a lot of emphasis into the psychological battle, and especially at the weigh-ins. What did you make of what you saw between them?
Well, first of all, the first thing you notice instantly is that Dricus is significantly bigger than Brendan.
The former welterweight champion.
Dricus came in looking he was bodied up. He was properly bodied up for this fight. But Brendan once again didn't look rattled. Yeah. He looked ready to rumble. We always say, like, you never bet against Brendan, but this is like it's a big moment for both of them. Sure. I think I think Drick is going to come out hard. I think Brennan's also going to come out hard, and I don't see this fight going more than 2 rounds.
Just on a side note, while we're sitting here, we spoke about Cornet Blom missing weight, 3 kilos. He's obviously got 2 hours, but he's decided he's not going to even attempt to get those 3 kilos off. So he's standing here doing an interview next to us, throwing in the towel. He's just like, fuck that, I'm not doing 3 kilos, which is also a bit irritating.
What the penalty is.
It's also a bit irritating. Like, at least, I mean, he looks fine. He's not dehydrated. He's walking around. He's doing interviews, so he's obviously not in trouble. Like, surely he could be
pushing it at least,
like at least try to get that down. I mean, so back to what we were saying. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think we all know the dangers when fighting Brennan Lazar. Unorthodox, unpredictable. Obviously has knockout power. For me, when we talk about pressure, I don't know who has more pressure. I think Brennan Lazar doesn't have any pressure. I think he's got nothing to lose again. Yeah. That's the way his career's been built. He's on that nothing to lose sort of thing. Yeah, 100%. So, and he looks confident, like you said. He's not rattled by anything Drickus does. You know what I mean? He's not intimidated, which I think for a guy like Drickus is, I mean, especially in an EFC setting, I think that's how he gets into a lot of guys' heads. He intimidates them. He's big in stature. He's confident. You know what I mean? He's the ultimate champion. You know. Yeah. And for a guy like Brennan Lazar, who just seems to be, it's just like another day at the office. You know, which makes him that much more dangerous. I don't think, like with Amanda and Manon, we saw maybe like a shift in the odds. I don't think anything changed there really. I think it's pretty much what we've been seeing. What we saw on Monday when they had their face-off. Not too much has changed. I think we're in for one hell of a fight. I still don't know which way it's going to go. I know I've picked Drickus, but you know what I mean? Like it's like we always said, never bet against Brennan Lazar, and I think it's going to be an insane fight, especially what we saw here today. What we did learn here today is there's 2 guys bringing one hell of a fight.
Definitely.
On top of that, where do you see your fight of the night? And we always like to see. Where do you see that?
I definitely think Anderset and Saxon Delafield will be a crack of the fight.
Sure.
With that said, I think Sylvester Chipumbu versus Asiashu Chitamba, that's also going to be a big fight, and both those fights have significant impact in the rankings and who gets the next shot. Graham did mention that the winner of Saxon and Anderset gets Elaine Lunga. The big question is Joe out of it now? Is he moving along?
So that was a big takeaway from Graham. He mentioned in the post weigh-in interview he did that the winner here is going to face Elaine Lunga. So that leads us to believe either there's an interim title there, or Joe Cummins is going to relinquish that belt, and they will be fighting for the lightweight strap. So that's interesting, and I don't know if those guys knew that exactly before now. I don't even know if they picked it up. But
look, I'm sure that was thrown to the sweet in the pot. You know, I'm sure they are aware of it, and it makes sense.
Yeah,
you know.
So that's just giving them a little bit of extra incentive. I know Saxon's hungry to get that title shot. He feels like he's earned it. He's right there on the doorstep. So he's going to have that extra incentive. It's the rematch we've been waiting to see. I think it must be. I know we have not much being said about it, but it's definitely one of the biggest rematches in EFC history in my mind. Just given the context of where Saxon was and where he is now, where Anderset was and where he is now, and what's at stake. I think it's going to be a cracking fight. I also like Sylvester Chipumbu versus Asiashu Chitamba. I think that's going to be a cracking fight. I have a feeling though that it's not going to go the way we think. I think we might see a good grappling exchange that's going to end that fight. That's my suspicion. Anyways, that's tomorrow, Saturday night, EFC83, all the usual. Supersport 8 o'clock, SABC3 I think with the later broadcast, 9:30. Otherwise we'll see you there. Peace.